a bit of awkward silence right now in what you're hearing. And that is because my name is Manny Moonraker, and I approve this message for you. This is episode, 218, 219 of the UFO Report. And here's the thing. It's 219. So I said I'll be on, and I'm trying my best to be on because, like I said, we are moving operations to a different city, and it becomes kind of difficult towards the last final days to make sure that the equipment is running and it is good. But I'm here for you. I came back because I needed to report some stuff that I feel is jacked up in 4.2 far fucked up, but That's what I'm here for. I'm Manny Moonraker. This is UFO Buster Radio. This is the UFO Report, and it is basically about news, about things that are happening in ufology right now. Things that you might miss, you know. You got your iTunes updates, your Google updates, and they might not pick up on the information that I'm about to share. That's what the podcast is about. But before I go any further, I want to let you guys know that you need to follow the podcast on Facebook. The Facebook page is Manny Moonraker, UFO Buster Radio, on Instagram at Manny Moonraker, and on Twitter at UFO Buster Radio. In addition to that, I mentioned it before kind of in passing. You know, it's like when you pass somebody at a hot dog stand, you're thinking, oh, God, I like those hot dogs, but I'm not going to get one. But I don't want you to pass this by. I don't want you to pass this by. We have a significant amount of people that want to be on the podcast right now because they've written books. They're going to be on the History Channel. They want to promote their work. In the interim, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that we've decided to create a company for that. It's called the Dark Horde. Again, you know, people do not want to come UFOBusterRadio.com because they think UFO Buster, they don't want to talk about UFOs, they just want to bust people. No, we want to bust people who have fake stories, who make shit up. The Dark Horde LLC, it's really about promoting people who have works of books and research to the general public through avenues like UFO Buster Radio and the Dark Horde LLC. Don't get confused. The Dark Horde LLC is all about companies that want to promote paranormal, not just UFOs. It could be Bigfoot, it could be ghosts, it could be spirits, it could be anything under the paranormal, cryptids, whatever the fuck you want to do. That's what the Dark Horde LLC is going to be about, and it's going to be launching pretty soon. So if you wrote a book, you've done some research, you've been out there in the middle of whatever state you're in, and you've been out there in mud, and you got bitten by some kind of a snapper turtle, and you're trying to find Bigfoot and wherever he left the crap at, we want you. We want you to come to the Dark Horde LLC. We want to help you promote your book, get an audience, and actually, hashtag no fucks given, we want you to come on the podcast and talk about what your body of work is. You know, someone told me a long time ago, and this is really important. They told me I like you, Moonraker, because you have, you really come across as someone that has, respect, or that they have appreciation for their body of work, and they want other people to appreciate that. And that's what we're doing. We want to appreciate others that have pride, that have put some work into their body of work and are waiting for people who are into the paranormal that want to see it. That's the bottom line. No, it's not free. No, it's not free. But I guarantee you that when we come out to a plan at thedarkhorde.com, we're going to show you that we are going to offer you way more than anybody else has, even the people that publish your book. And let me tell you, the people in the paranormal, a lot of the books are self-published, and we're going to be here for you. Yeah, there is going to be a price, but I guarantee you that what we're going to offer you, it's going to be phenomenal. You're going to think, Manny Moonraker, he's pulling my leg. No, I'm not. I'm about the paranormal. I'm about UFOs. I'm about ghosts. I'm about Bigfoot. I'm about cryptids in general. But I'm also about helping the blue-collar person. And I've said that from the beginning of the podcast. I'm about helping the blue-collar person that does not have a voice in what they're trying to promote. Because, you know, the big guys, the people who run the companies, who run, you know, big publishing houses, don't want to hear from you because they think you don't have an audience. Well, God damn it, you do. You have an audience. You have people who want to listen to what you have to say, your research, your experiences. It's just that they don't want to, you know, partake in sharing that or putting the effort into getting people to what your product says, to what your research says, to what your experience says. But the Dark Horde will do that. I guarantee you. That's what we're going to work and strive towards. It is getting that blue-collar experience out there for people to see it, listen, read it, hear it, whatever it is. We want you to get your information out. So, no, you don't have to be on a coast to coast. You know, coast to coast is fantastic. I love coast to coast. I used to listen to coast to coast all the time, you know, late at night on my drive. But to be honest, shows like that are looking for the heavy hitters, you know, Linda Moulton Howell and all these guys that have all these followers. I don't give two fucks about followers. Yeah, I really don't. If you sign up for what we're offering, I'm going to go 170% to make sure that you get the exposure you need to get. And again, I want you guys to keep an ear out. I'm going to announce it when the darkhorde.com is ready to accept what you have to do. And the best thing is, if you are promoting something, we will have a specific podcast dedicated just to you, just to what you're promoting, your book, your research, or whatever it is that you've published or want people to know about. We're going to have that for you, and we're going to promote it in every single way possible. We want to be there for that blue-collar person who decided that they want to self-publish their information or their research or anything else. That is, I mean, hey, listen, I've said that from the beginning. It's not about people who end up on the History Channel or anything like that. It's about you guys, the grassroots, making a name. Not only, by the way, that was that was Bugs, the UFO hunter. You know, I talk about him all the time, but god damn, he snores like crazy. That was him right now. He's sitting behind me, and he likes to snort a lot. But basically, that's what I'm talking about. And if you want to see more and are interested, send me an email, ufobusterradio@gmail.com, or any of the links in the description right now. By the way, I'm sure you've seen the description, and everything I'm going to talk about today is about Chris Mellon. Yeah, Chris Mellon. And so, you know, he is someone that's been part of the government. And thanks to the Stars Academy, he's been in this so-called picture of ufology and things that go bump in the night or bump in the skies, that you guys want to take out your flip phone and take a picture of it and have somebody rubber dick you saying that you're fake. And you know, I want to say that right now. Let me just go in a tangent because I can. Someone was on Twitter, like totally rubber dicking Ronnie Dawson because his pictures were blurry or whatever. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, let me just make something completely true and factual. Is that Ronnie Dawson can provide you the model and serial number of the phone that he used when he took the picture. And guess what? Wise the fuck up. It was a flip phone. Really, that was barely a megabit of pictorial information. And on top of that, none of those motherfucking phones even took a good picture late at night. Shit, I got my Galaxy 9 and it barely takes a good picture at night. Are you serious? A fucking flip phone? Do you think that's going to take a good picture? No, it's blurry as fuck. And that's the way it is. But you can't sit around and rubber dick someone who's willing to put their entire life on the line to say that they had an experience. I mean, come on. So if you're listening to me and you know who the fuck you are, be truthful and honest. Really look at the entire story. Yeah. There might be some parts of the story which might be a little bit outlandish. I get it. I understand. But look at the year it happened, the type of device it happened on, and how the picture was taken, the time, and the fact that no fucking device at that time would be able to take fucking clear pictures in the middle of the goddamn night. Stop being an asshole. Especially when you only have like 50 followers. You're just a POS as far as I'm concerned. But you know what? If you want to contradict that and you want to come UFO Buster Radio and talk about that, fuck, you know where to find me. You know where to find Ronnie, because I'll have Ronnie on here too. Don't be an asshole. Don't do it. Don't do it without being cognizant of all the information that's being presented. Don't be a dick like that. That's fucked up. Ufology is about people supporting each other to find out what other people are hiding from them, not being an asshole and thinking that you have a bigger dick than somebody else. That's just stupid. Anyway, the title of this podcast has to do with Chris Mellon. The question is Chris Mellon on your side? Mellon, who turns out to be a Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence under Clinton and Bush, apparently decided he was going to join To the Stars Academy because the UFO situation is way too hot. But the question is, are these top secret black programs, quote unquote, really the reason why Chris Mellon decided to jump on the bandwagon? Or was it because someone like Tom DeLonge decided to say, hey, Chris Mellon, would you come over and certify what's happening? Now, let me just say this, because I've said it so many times. You have all these people who joined To the Stars Academy right from the get-go. Yeah, Tom DeLonge, drummer for Blink-182, fantastic. Everybody, be happy, joyous that someone in the public eye would bring that so much attention to ufology. But, at the onset, they kind of fucked up, right? They brought into the imagery of their announcement of the company that basically they used something that was a long time ago, basically, for lack of a better word, proven to be a fake UFO sighting in that Mylar balloon, which I like to call the Mylar penis, which really was a Mylar balloon shaped as a one that was in space over the UK or Ireland, one of those. And somebody decided that they're going to turn the cheek and just put it in their presentation of the ATIP company, or To the Stars Academy. So, I mean, it's things like that bring things into question. And as someone that was involved with the Department of Defense, you'd think he would have known that this was probably something that should not have been in that presentation. Especially when you want people to donate money or become part of the shareholders to shares to the Stars Academy, and you're presenting a bunch of bullshit. I mean, listen, you can't write this stuff. That's the way it went down. So all you people who think that I'm wrong for bringing this up, no, you're fucked up. You're screwed up in the head. It is a symptom of a down. It is a symptom of what's wrong with ufology. Do your fucking research. Listen, I'm not going to be here and sit here and say that I do all my research. No, I don't do that. But I expect the people that post things to be truthful and honest, that they do their research. And sometimes I have to call them out because that's what I do. There are 2 articles that are linked in the description. One of them is from Newsweek, and the other turns out to be from the other publication. See, I just finished saying that shit's fucked up. But I think the other one is from Newsweek itself also. And the thing is that the second one is called U.S. Government is Ignoring UFO Sightings because nobody wants to be the alien guy, former Pentagon official says. Again, the Pentagon official they're referring to, it's Chris Mellon. How did Chris Mellon become the go-to guy from the government side to talk about this particular UFO situation? And here's a quote from the article. Chris Mellon, a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Defense Department for Clinton and George Bush administration, claims that the government needs to thoroughly investigate nationwide reports of flying unidentified objects, given the sheer quantity in recent years. And again, that goes contradictory to the fact that in the last couple of years, people have been reporting in articles all over the United States that UFO reports have dropped significantly. But yet we have the guy named after a fruit who says that basically that's not the case, that there's been a lot of reports recently regarding UFOs that the government needs to be aware of. And you know, Harry Reid, former senator, is saying the same thing. So why is it that these former government guys are saying that, hey, we need to continue to investigate because things are happening and they're 4.2 far fucked up? But yet, if you and I and few service members, pilots in commercial and military service, if they say something, they're fucking crazy. They're nuts. No one should believe whatever the fuck they say. That's a problem, folks. That is a sheer and undeniable problem. And again, why would Chris Mellon and Harry Reid wait till the last few years or right before they leave, public service to say there is an issue? That in and of itself tells you that there is an issue at the core of reporting UFOs. And again, how secure do you feel if your government official, retired or not, says that there's UFOs in our atmosphere, over our skies, or, probing people on the regular, that they cannot do anything about and they need to be further researched? You can't even turn your head to that. You can't even turn the other cheek. And the people that do are the same people that rather just see something on YouTube, watch someone endlessly every day on YouTube and forget about what's happening around them. Because they feel secure, they feel safe in believing that the top 10 YouTube contributors, the creators, are helping their lives in some way or another. But yet, your government is telling you that there's shit flying over your sky that could run circles around the military, that can basically abduct you, probe you, and do all kind of shit to you, and they have no idea what to do. I mean, come on, that's just bananas. I'm not gonna lie, this music gets me hyped. I feel like I should be wielding an axe or a hammer, just taking bitches out in ufology. How exciting is that? Game of Thrones, ufology style, bitches. Anyway, there's a quote that I have here regarding the Nimitz pilots, and basically what happened when they got back to the freaking carrier, when they got back to the Nimitz, and I'm gonna read this to you because you need to understand what the fuck happened, right? You need to understand how maybe this connects to the fact that the Navy wants to quote unquote post new guidelines for reporting of UFOs for service members in our military, so that they can feel confident that their reports will not be rubber-dicked. And I just added that last part for you people who hate the term. Anyway, so here's the thing. It says, when the Nimitz pilots got back to the aircraft carrier, no one took their report seriously. No fuss given. No shit. We've had decades of that happening. Are you fucking serious right now? It was extraordinary that when the Nimitz pilots landed, that they were ridiculed. There was no interest expressed on the part of the intelligence personnel on board in terms of documenting this, running this up the chain. It was the inverse of what you would normally expect. And that, you know, that's funny of itself. You're saying that you're flying in the F-18 Hornet, and some fucking tic-tac-shaped UFO decided to run up and down 50,000 feet, come down into the water, come back up, all while you're looking at it, outmaneuvering you, but nobody gives two fucks? Are you serious? No one that you dealt with gives two fucks, but someone in the background was steadily typing like crazy-ass fucking internet whores, typing away, sending messages to somebody, telling them this is what's going on. The article continues to say, we spent $50 billion a year in having intelligence apparatus in large part to avert strategic surprise. And here we have a case where incredible technology is manifesting itself intelligently, controlled vehicles operating in and around the carrier battle group, and the system doesn't react. It shuts down. It tries to suppress the information. And this is really funny because I posted an article last week, which again talked about this situation. And what the article really, which I pointed you guys to look at, you know, when I say look at these articles, click the link in the description, just read it. Because part of the article said that maybe the reason why the Nimitz was involved in this and the flotilla that was involved with the Nimitz and following around is because they needed to test a vehicle that was man-made. They needed to test crafts that were actually made by the military, and they wanted to see how our own United States military would react and identify these particular crafts. That's what the article said. You take a look at it, go back a couple of episodes, and you'll see it. That's what the article said. That's why I invite you guys. I in a lot of ways, I feel bad about quoting everything in an article. I like you guys to go ahead and check it out and read it and really see this for yourself. So I didn't mention that in the article because at the time I said, you know, they'll click on it, they'll look at it, they'll read it and make up their own mind. But right now, it's important that you see that. It's important that you make the connection. Because it's two avenues. Either we really had a tic-tac-shaped tic-tac-shaped UFO video that was pretty much running circles around the military, or it was a test vehicle that they were trying to figure out whether or not it could run circles around the United States military. There's no other way to go. Those are the two options. Was it man-made or was it not? Was it from 4.2 far or was it from Uncle Sam down in the desert of New Mexico? You have to make that decision. You have to make that choice. You have to figure out whether or not that's the case. And if you figure that it's the military, then why are they doing it? If you say that Uncle Sam of the United States of America has these vehicles out there to fuck with you, then the question is why? Because apparently it's more advanced than the military that everyone else sees in the world. So what's the benefit of fucking with our men and women in the services if it's just a test vehicle, if they're just fucking around? And on the other side, you want to think about this. If they're sitting around saying, we don't know what the fuck it was, we have no idea. It outpaced us, it outran us, it outmaneuvered us, then who the fuck are we counting on to protect us? Either way, it's a fucked up situation, basically. And really, if you look at everyday life, it's all fucked up, really, isn't it? You don't have control of these exterior forces. Are you being controlled right now? Is it the reptilians? Is it the Greys? Or is it that the government is using you as a case study to figure out whether their technology is good enough to fool everybody else? Things to look at, things to consider. This is Manny Moonraker. Hey, I'm checking out because I think I already depressed you guys enough. But if you're interested and you have a book, you have a paranormal situation that you want people to know about, send me an email. The link is in the description. I want to hear about it. I have a significant list of people that after Memorial Day are going to be on the podcast. And I hope you enjoy them being there because I'm going to be in rare form. And if you guys decide, any one of you, that you want to be a co-host for an episode this summer, you're going to be on there with me to ask some questions and be part of the discussion because without you guys, there is zero discussion ever. So, hashtag no fucks given. Ciao. I'm going to interrupt this. It's like Marvel style. This is like the after the credits. Hey, listen, I thank you for listening. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. This song is crazy, it's energized, and I hope you're listening to it because, damn, it's so good. But if you made it this far, you are truly a UFO Buster Radio fan, and I thank you for it. And keep listening. There's a lot of crazy shit coming up. And Excelsior, as Stan Lee would have said.